Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Bridgerton tea spilling chit chat featuring Leora Luciano. Leora and I are collaborating on this video like we did the last one. Yes, look at her with the fan. She's ready. Leora, thanks for being here and hanging out. And thanks for putting this on your channel too.
Hey everyone. Hi, Britt. Thank you. This is so fun. We recorded our thoughts about the first drop of part one of Bridgerton season 4, and
Mhm.
now I want to hear from everybody else. Has everyone else watched it? Are you all caught up?
That's something that Leora and I kept talking about, you guys. We were like, I just can't wait to see what the tea timers have to say about this because we know what big fans you guys are. We have some experts, in our friend group here. And I was just like, I just can't wait to hear what you guys think about all the things. So please share your thoughts in the comments. Let's just get it going. Leora and I are gonna start the conversation, but we have all of the comments here on the stage so everybody can see them, and we'll just kind of jump in, chit chat with you guys. I did get some astrology requests, and I know that Leora actually also loves astrology and knows a lot about it. So, Leora, what if we start with us just giving some opinions on some of these astrology comments that were left? I can read them to you, and I'll see what you think. Also, tell what I think. We'll just kind of chit chat. Okay. So the first thing
Let's
that I
do
thought
it.
was interesting. So, Lior, do you know about Anthony Bridgerton? Because you've seen several of the seasons, right? Anthony, is he the oldest brother?
Yes, I have.
Yes. Okay.
I think he is the oldest.
Okay. Yeah. So there's speculation that his birthday is, or maybe this is approximate from the book series. Okay. And a little mix of some stuff from the internet. So September 17th is his suggested birthday, which would make him a Virgo with 8 energy, which is like a power Virgo. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I could see that he definitely made bold choices.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that, kind of as I don't know, I feel like his background, basically, he was really affected by his father's sudden death. So I feel like that really hit him, in addition to, I mean, his astrological placements. But it's one of those things that you're sort of like, okay, where does the rest of his chart fall under, or how does your chart, how's that impacted by your astrology, like when you have a traumatic event like that? That's a question I have for you, actually.
Ooh, okay. Well, that can be seen a lot of the time in your transits. So, how we all have our natal chart, and then there are always different zodiac bodies, celestial bodies that are transiting through our chart. I have found that the tragedies or the things that I like to reframe as things that help us to grow, the soul growth of it all. I think Chiron making a transit to the fourth house could be, some sort of wound that you have to deal with that makes you stronger in the end. In the fourth house of home, that could have to do with family. Also, Pluto transits, that's death and rebirth as well. And then also Saturn, which is difficult lessons that again make you stronger. So I would look first at Chiron, Saturn, Pluto. Where were those planetary bodies at the time of this tragedy? And I would just pull that up using handy dandy computer and somebody's birth chart, and then you could kind of get a sense of how this person may have been affected on a deeper level. So it's pretty in depth. You would have to have all that info, but it's fascinating. It really is. I find that a lot of oldest children, because I think Anthony's the oldest, like you said, I think a lot of oldest children have that
Yeah.
responsible Virgo energy. So that also kind of is interesting, kind of checks out. Okay, we have Gunyar chiming in. Hi, Gunyar. Okay, nurse, I have so many questions about Luke and Nicola, and it is Luke's birthday, as you guys let us know. Happy birthday to Luke. Just want to ask, are we going to
Oh,
look at Bridgerton
wow.
characters, astrology, or actors, tarot tea in today's live? Well, we are today. I think we're just kind of going to flow through it. I may do an in-depth astrology video at a different time when I can research and pull up some birth charts. Those are a little bit more intensive. But I have the cards here. Leora has a lot to say about the show. So why don't we start there? Um, the astrology is very fun. We can talk like lightly about it, but I feel like that might be best for like an in-depth thing. So, okay, Leora, I'm gonna let you take it away. I've been talking a lot. What are your thoughts? What do you want to share? What do you want to know from the tea timers? Like, you go, girl.
Well, I want to know what everyone's thinking of season 4 so far because
Mhm.
when Britt and I talked last time, there's so much to go over. There's so much plot. So, as we know,
So
the
much.
world of Bridgerton, each season kind of focuses on the love story of one of the Bridgerton children, right?
Mhm.
So, this season, we're looking at Benedict Bridgerton, and he's someone who is very hmm, not interested in commitment or a relationship, let alone finding a wife, right?
Right. He gives
So it's
heavy, heavy
interesting to see how
Sagittarius
that
vibes.
arc is going to go.
Yeah. Right. Very,
So
very
I
interesting
think
how.
with that, we're looking, yeah, we're also looking at a little bit of sort of an upstairs downstairs situation or um Downton Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it was one of those things where he's falling in love with a maid, right? But he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know that she's a maid yet. So
Right.
it's sort of a Cinderella story this season, which is why I'm wearing my Cinderella blue dress
It's so
and
perfect.
Cinderella
It's
blue
so perfect for
eyeshadow.
the occasion. I love it. It's very Cinderella. And I think there's a
Yes.
little bit of a lag in Leora and I's like connection. I feel like we're like a couple beats off. So
Yeah, I think so.
just whatever. We're just gonna let it ride. But just pointing it out
Yeah.
if anybody else notices.
I'm going to look into it and see if I can do something on my end.
She's looking into it. Okay, so Gunyar says, well, I like season 4, part 1 so far, but something is missing and I don't know what exactly. Okay, yeah, interesting. But the hype is not there for me like in season 3. You're not alone, Gunyar. I heard a lot of other fans were saying the same thing. I remember watching the carriage scene, it had me heated in 2024. Well, I mean, that makes sense. We get it. We get it. It was a completely
the
different storyline, a
Bridgertons
completely different energy.
yeah.
Hmm. I did watch a couple of interviews this evening of Luke Newton, like some of his press interviews, just to see like how that kind of went and who he was paired with. I didn't see any interviews where he was paired with Nicola for season 4. Did anybody see his interviews? He seemed a little more reserved as well in those press interviews. It was interesting.
So interesting. I didn't
Hmm.
watch his specific interviews because I was busy looking at the interviews with mostly with Yaren, who plays Sophie Beck. And yeah, Gunyar said, I like Yaren so much. She has such a fun vibe and plays Sophie's character really well. Yeah, I
Agreed.
think she really does. And I feel like both Sophie and Benedict have great chemistry together, whether they are aware that they have fallen in love or not. There's definitely something there, and it's sort of one of those things that you just can't not see that chemistry.
Oh, I totally agree with you. And also on a side note, when it comes to Yaren, she has amazing skin. Like, please drop the skincare routine. Like, oh my gosh. I just had noticing that throughout the season. I was just like, her skin is just so beautiful. She has perfect skin. Hmm. And well, and
Yeah,
on
she
that
has
note,
gorgeous glass skin.
hmm, and on that same note, you guys, Leora is actually on my talk show tonight that's airing on WFAA Channel 8 in Dallas. It's a broadcast TV show. And Leora is talking about her skincare and all of her tips, not Yaren's, but her own, which are very in depth, very well researched. So I'll share that here on the channel tomorrow. So if anybody wants to talk a little more skincare, just shameless plug real quick for that. But yeah, Leora and I have been collaborating a lot on stuff, which is fun. So Leora, you're wearing like a beautiful eyeshadow right now. Will you tell us about the inspiration for your look and like what were some of your favorite looks from Bridgerton? Because I know you do get very into like the styling of it all.
Yeah, I love the costuming. I mean, I feel like I'm inspired more in terms of color. Like I said, I'm wearing that Cinderella blue because we're in the Cinderella season, for lack of a better way to put it. But I think that what I like most about the world of Bridgerton, especially this season so far, was that masquerade party, that
Yeah.
masquerade ball. The first episode, it was so fun because it was a little bit of not just the formal dressing, but it was more of like character dressing. Like people were dressed up as different, you had Cleopatra, you had a pirate, right? And you had, I don't know, some other kind of characters that weren't just typical of what you'd see at a ball in the Regency era. So, it was a masquerade ball. So they had their masks, right?
Loved it. Oh yes, and she brought her mask back. I love it. Yes, girl. So good. Okay, we also
So
had
that was my
Oh, go ahead.
no, that was my inspiration. It was basically, let's get ready for a ball. I wanted to come here and just have a ball and bring some drama.
And bring some drama. I also love how your fan matches this outfit. She got a new fan. I love it. Okay, so Gunyar, I see you dropped a couple of other comments with some more inside tea on the press that has been surrounding season 4. Gunyar says Luke Newton mentioning Nicola in every chance, even if she was not there. Okay. In some interview, they asked for who your character would have a stand account for, and he said Nicola Coughlan immediately. Okay, that is interesting. That is because that's kind of like an out of nowhere thing to bring up. Okay. And then you said, but yes, you are right. When Nicola's not around, he looks more reserved. Many people caught that he looks kind of sad and even depressed in interviews, which were recorded in November and December of 2025. Oh my gosh. Okay. Luke was more alive when Nick was there, Nellie says. Oh my God. Okay, guys. Well, I mean, I have to say, I do think they have such a good connection. Like every time they are in interviews together, they certainly are like laughing, giggling, having a great time, just lots of chemistry there. What did everybody think of the way they were portrayed, like as newlyweds in season 4, the Pollen, characters? I thought it was really cute, just showing that they're very like in love. What did you think, Leora?
I thought it was very sweet. It was nice to see them with their little baby and just sort of, kind of being a family. And they had their own little carriage scene.
They did. They did. Mm-hmm. Another carriage scene. Those are just so popular.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it is his birthday today. So why don't I quickly pull a little card for him just to see how Luke's doing today, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, since we did have some requests for this. Let's just see, how is Luke Newton doing on his birthday today? The current vibe. Oh, the devil card reversed. Okay, well, you know how you guys were saying that he seemed a little sad? I don't know if he's having a ton of fun this birthday. I love the dramatic fan work. As you're listening, like, ooh. The devil reversed. Leora, thoughts on this card? I feel like this means he's not having as much, of a devilish good time, indulging in all the things that maybe he usually would. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, maybe his wild spirit might be a little suppressed.
Ooh, love it. Yes. Look at this co-reading. Okay, let's see what else we have for him. I think that's so true. I His wild spirit feels a little bit suppressed, maybe repressed, maybe depressed. Who knows? Hmm. Could be. Let's see what else. There's also like a lot of planets in Aquarius right now, you guys, and Uranus just went direct. Leo and I were just chatting about this off screen and how it's just been a really kind of a crazy week. Lots of twists and turns, lots of things going on. So maybe, as an Aquarius sun, maybe he's also just been a little drained.
That's true. Oh my goodness, that's right. We are in the full bright spirit season of Aquarius, and what a time.
What a time. What a time. Okay, we also have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, this is about change. So it's interesting to get the Devil card reverse with the card of change. This is like there's a chance, allegedly, for entertainment purposes, that he is not feeling up to his usual, spirited self because he's distracted by a lot of change going on in his life. Now, with Uranus going direct, squaring his Aquarius sun, at the same time, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So it's like his sun energy is kind of like locked into a square. He's like figuring things out, changing direction. I think that's kind of distracting. Whatever this is, he's feeling like he's in a more serious mood right now. I think he's dealing with things behind the scenes. Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing. Fortune's changing. Hopefully for the better, but anytime there's change, it can feel a little bit difficult or jarring. Leora, what are your thoughts on this Wheel of Fortune following the Devil reversed?
Well, I have a question about the Wheel of Fortune. It's his birthday today, and I feel like sometimes when it's your birthday, you start reflecting back on things and think about what you want to change. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. It could just be sort of a reflective thing, or maybe something that you're dealing with on the inside, internally.
Yes, I like that. I agree with that. It's so true. Every time we reach a new birthday, we definitely can't help but reflect on the year we've had, where we are in our lives now, where we want to go. And sure, it could be a positive type of thing where he's just behind the scenes, kind of in a more, contemplative mood. Who knows? And maybe there are good changes happening. Maybe he's having to plan for a move or something, and you're not going to be out partying. You're going to be at home packing to move into your new house. Could be a good thing. But I think definitely change. A lot going on for him right now. That feels like it checks out. Okay, what are you guys saying? Okay, it is great. And there is an interview of Luke that says, no matter how hard I try, I absorb my character's vibes. Stop. And feelings during the shooting time. So his extra closeness to Nicola explains this. And also maybe explains why he kind of pushed away from her somewhat when he had a girlfriend, because maybe he was trying to really protect the boundaries. That's interesting.
And Antonia, for entertainment purposes only.
For entertainment purposes only. Antonia posted their pic from 2024 summer in her story today, an old photo from 1.5 years ago. He shared his photo of himself only, and said, thanks for all the birthday love, XX. They are breaking up this year. Okay. Gunyar is predicting a breakup. Gunyar's intuition says, yeah, done. It's over. For Leo risings, which is Luke and Leora here, the career downtime is ending at the end of April. Ooh, we saw earlier that sorry guys, it's hard for me to read, so it's far away and it's small. That he thinks with Antonia is affecting.
Same here. Sorry, close.
I need a magnifying glass, you guys. Or one of those, those streamers, how they'll have a curved thing that has, I don't know, I've seen it before. It's a big curved screen where they can read everything. Maybe we need to get that in 2026, you guys. It is affecting his career, so he probably is going to end things. Ooh, okay, Gunyar, I love the Astro tea you just spilled. That Leo's risings can expect a lot of good career things. That's cool. And yeah, I mean, if that were true, if somebody was negatively affecting your career and you were about to enter into an exciting period, That could be a time where you may decide that it's not right for you. Sure. Yeah. I love how you brought the astrology into it. Interesting. Okay, we'll pull one more for him. Just seeing his current energy. Leora, how do you feel about that? Also being a Leo rising, how your career is about to really get going after April.
I'm a Leo rising though.
Oh, you're not? What is your rising?
So I'm 1 degree of Scorpio, but I think I might be like Libra. Yeah.
I'm like, and she's a Leo rising.
It's okay.
I thought, okay, when I did your birth chart a long time ago, you did have some prominent placements in Leo, though, right?
Yeah, I can't remember where they are, but right now.
Clearly, I can't either, but they're somewhere. Okay.
It's okay.
Well, that part of your life is
focusing on Luke right now.
Right. Okay. Back to Luke. Okay, let's see. What else for him? Oh, the Knight of Pentacles reverse, allegedly. The Knight of Pentacles reverse, this is like an offer that you planned to extend to someone, or something that was really stable is now changing. And I do think this is connected to the Uranus direct energy of this week. A lot of people have experienced curveballs of different types. And again, Uranus, just because it's surprising, it doesn't mean it's bad. Uranus can bring you a surprising opportunity, something really great. But this is interesting because this is like slow and steady wins the race, solid energy. So something that was solid in his life is taking a turn this week around the time of his birthday. So I don't know. Laura, what do you think about this? This Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Shaking things up.
I think that's interesting because it is sort of like slow and steady wins the race, but also you don't want to be stuck either, right?
Yes. It's important. So sometimes change is good.
All of this is happening. Yeah, it's interesting it's happening around the time of his birthday too, because I really think this is a big time to reevaluate, reconsider, and then maybe for Leo risings, he had, with his Leo rising, he has a lot to consider.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. There's there's an Aquarius stellium right now, so for all of us, wherever we have Aquarius in our birth chart and wherever we have Leo in our birth chart, because Leo is directly opposite, we're like really reevaluating these parts of our lives. And if it's your rising sign, you're looking at yourself and partnerships, because the 7th house is directly across from the 1st house. So, everybody who's saying that he might break up this year or whatever, it's very possible given the astrology. I think that it would happen maybe around the eclipse in Aquarius, which is on February 17th, or at least that would open up a window, because everybody who has Leo rising has opportunities to make changes in their house of relationships during the Aquarius Leo eclipse series, which is kicking off, on the 17th of February. So, yeah. And it could be bring on a new business partner. It's not necessarily a relationship breakup, but it's possible. I mean, these are some of the energies present. So he's doing a lot of reevaluating. Okay, let's see. Nellie just said, he said in an interview he would be traveling a lot this year. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe in a way he's sort of steadying himself before he has to be sort of off into the world, because sometimes when especially actors are going on a tour and promoting things, they're kind of nonstop on the road. So perhaps it's that. I'm not sure what his other projects are, or it could be personal travel too, or other projects as well, of course.
For sure. Yeah, so maybe he's like steadying himself, needing to like have a moment to breathe. Okay, can we specifically look at what is Luke's deep down feelings for Antonia, how Luke views his relationship with Antonia, and is he thinking about breaking up from her this year? Okay, Leora, are you down to do a co-reading on this? Let's see what's going on.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. And how does our audio sound to you guys, by the way? Does it sound all right? For some reason, for me, it's getting like louder and then a little bit quieter. Are you hearing that on your end, Leora? Or is it just over here that I'm hearing that? I don't know. Let me know, you guys.
Even I'm just having echo. Like I know I can hear echo. So if you guys hopefully don't hear that.
Yeah, let us know, you guys, how it's sounding. Okay. Let's see. Audio's not too good. Oh. Thanks, Abigail. I appreciate you letting us know. Yeah, there's like on our end, or at least for me, I'm like hearing a lag. So it's like making it hard to like know when you're talking or when you're not talking. I feel like I keep cutting you off, Leora. I'm sorry. And then it's like getting louder than quieter. So I keep making it louder and then turning it down. Sorry, you guys. It might be something going on with the internet. Okay, yours, your audio is fine, but Leora's audio is a little bit low, but it's fine. I can hear her. Okay, Gunnar, thank you for letting us know also. This is our first time doing a co-live stream.
So.
Okay, she's going to do some adjusting while we pull cards. There is feedback, but it's okay, but the other is annoying. Ugh, sorry, Abigail. Oh, wait, Britt is okay, but the other is annoying. Okay. Oh, so maybe they are hearing a little bit of it.
Is this any better? No.
Well, we will troubleshoot after this and figure that out. Sorry, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. Sometimes the tech, does what it does, and Uranus ruling technology. If we were gonna have a tech issue, it would be today. Okay, so what is Luke's deep down feelings for Antonia? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, Luke Newton's feelings for Antonia. Let's see.
Okay, drum roll.
Drum roll.
See, that just got louder for me. I just heard you get louder. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So this is interesting because the Queen of Cups is like the most emotionally mature card in the deck. Kind of looks like Leora in her outfit right now. So this is the Leora card. And this is somebody like in the upright, this would be really looking at somebody as like an amazing partner. And being like, this person is someone I feel is really nurturing and I feel really solid around them. When you get that in reverse, it can mean that this person used to kind of have that vibe, but things have changed a little bit and you might not see them in that same light as much. It's still there because for the Queen of Cups to even show up, that energy is still around, but this can mean that you're having some struggle and some confusion around whether or not this person is truly as right for you as you once thought. So that's kind of, it's definitely someone who's in it though. Like you want to know about his feelings. I mean, he's definitely in it. He's in the relationship. He's trying to figure it out. There are a lot of feelings tied up with her, with this Queen of Cups, but in reverse. So there's also a lot of doubt and all that. What do you think, Leora, about this Queen of Cups in reverse?
I think with the Queen of Cups, my question is always, is this someone who is more matriarchal?
Interesting. She can be. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I'm not sure if it's a romantic thing, like you were saying. It was just sort of, I think it's like a female or feminine energy, maybe.
Oh, okay. So your intuition's telling you that maybe it's more of like a nurturing or like a non-romantic, loving, like feeling of being nurtured and like kind of loved by someone or loving them, but maybe we don't have that Queen of Wands energy or that,
Yeah, something. It could be platonic, but it's more familial, maybe something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, okay. We have a suggestion. You may want to mute your laptop to stop the feedback. Okay. Let's see. Thank you for that. You guys, thank you. Y'all are like, now y'all are working tech. Helping us with the tech.
Let's see. Is that helpful?
Ooh, it sounded a little better from what I can hear. Let's see what everybody else thinks.
Let's see.
The audio sounded a lot more even and clear, like for what I can hear from you. Okay.
Okay,
Lumiere
let
says
me say
Luke.
something so we can see.
That sounds better on my end. You guys, thoughts? Any more feedback? Luke is much more into his femininity, I think. Non-romantic love thing that Leora said really makes sense. Okay. Yeah, much better. Oh my god, thank you, you guys. Okay.
Oh,
A
thank
poor
you.
vast, a poor vast sadness. I don't know if I said that right, but thank you so much. That was really helpful. Look at you. You got it. Okay, good. Everyone's saying it's better. Okay, wonderful. Thanks, guys. All the best. Luke's more his femininity, I think, non-romantic love that Lyra said really makes sense. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. All right, could be a non-romantic thing. And then what was the other thing? You know, how Luke views his relationship with Antonia. I feel like that was sort of there. Let's pull one more and see to clarify that. Ooh, okay. We have the Five of Pentacles. This is feeling left out in the cold. How does he view his relationship? Maybe this is why the Queen of Cups was reversed. This sort of makes sense. Now, Pentacles has to do with money, so this can also be one scenario, okay? It might look like someone who is an actor, like he is, who's working a lot. Potentially, this could be, you know, you're on the road, the Pentacles, you have to earn your money, which is why you're traveling, that's why you're gone. And this could be causing you to feel a certain amount of distance emotionally, feeling a little bit left out in the cold. Maybe this person, y'all are just kind of like off, you know, you're not able to like sync up really. The vibe is weird. And that's why there could also be the Queen of Cups reversed. There could just be like miscommunication, misunderstandings, feelings of distance. What do you think, Leora?
I'm getting more internal struggle. I'm getting more like the Five of Pentacles is about maybe he's worried about himself and his overall well-being.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily tied to a particular person. It could be, but it's something that could be affecting all of his relationships.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah.
Maybe.
Like maybe he's just feeling isolated in general as well. Okay, Abigail says,
Perhaps.
could it be that Antonia does not work? She is a drain on his money. Well, I mean, I know that's a really popular Luke, like fans of Luke have that theory. I don't know. You know, last time we talked about them, remember we tried to like go on Instagram and like find like her working or like her last job, whatever. It's possible that she does something else behind the scenes. Like, I don't know, guys. Maybe she's like a copywriter or something behind the scenes. Like, there are things she could do. I know a lot of people in the entertainment industry have like work from home jobs that are behind the scenes that they just don't publicize because they like to focus on talking about their main career. So I have seen that. So I mean, that is possible that she doesn't work, which, you know, that could be stressful if you're two people living on one income, not married, could be some awkwardness with that for sure. That's so possible. And it's also possible that maybe she has a job that we just don't see that she does in between dance gigs because that's a hard career to try to sustain consistently, you know? What do you think about that, Leora? You work in entertainment too, so I'm sure you see a lot of that as well. People juggling and doing different things they have to do.
Yeah, I think I remember watching that live. Maybe I don't remember if I could join that live or watch that video live, but I do remember trying to see what she was doing behind the scenes, and it wasn't necessarily clear, but also at the same time, like you said, to your point, she could be doing other things in the creative arts, right? But yeah, we just kind of don't know. I don't know. So I don't know if he's like kind of to take a step back. I don't know if it's something I just feel my intuition based off of what we're seeing in the cards is maybe his behavior is pulling back. It could be in reaction to something else, to other people's behavior towards him. But I'm just not sure how to read the energy of others around him. I just feel like he is probably being introspective and protecting himself at this time for entertainment
Interesting.
purposes only.
For entertainment purposes only. For entertainment and gossip and speculating only. I think you really hit something on the head with that. Something that we have seen about Luke that he has talked about, throughout, especially season 3, when we all really got to see him do a lot of press for Bridgerton. And he spoke a lot about his personal life, his anxiety, kind of the way that his brain works, the way he processes things. And I do think that he has a lot of an introverted nature, even though as a Leo rising, you have a lot of extroverted qualities, which is why I think he's an amazing actor. He can be on the stage, but your sun sign also has a huge impact on you. And Leo and Aquarius are like two opposite sister signs. So Aquarians typically have more of a need to feel connected to like everyone around them, and they can get uncomfortable with too much of a spotlight. So it's interesting. His birth chart's so interesting, to be a Leo rising, but an Aquarius sun. You have your rising persona, which is how you need to like show up in the world, how you feel good showing up, which is like, an actor, a performer. But then your sun sign, which is like your ego and also part of what you need to be the opposite sister sign. It's like, I feel like he's probably someone that's an extrovert, introvert, doing a lot of juggling, probably has times where he really needs to shut down, probably has times where he really gets stir crazy, has to be on a stage. So it's a lot of balancing, I think, and juggling. So yeah, that's interesting you said that, Leora, because I forgot about how shy he can be at times. So that would make sense. He needs his time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Gunyar
I
has
feel
some
like
hot
he's
takes.
pulled just Ooh, okay.
Go ahead, Leora. Go ahead, finish.
Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say that I feel like he's pulled, from his sun sign and his rising, they're like a 180 degrees apart. So I think that Aquarius sun, you feel things very deeply, and you really process, you live in those emotions in a lot of cases. But also at the same time, that Leo is that just like bursting onto the scene, so to speak, right? Whether it's a scene in a movie or a TV show. I think I'm curious to know his moon sign, because that might,
Yes.
I don't know if we
Yes.
have that.
I think okay, Leora, keep talking. I'll look it up. Let's see.
Yeah, I just feel like there's so much with him that you have that, I think, as you called it, Britt, an introverted extrovert. So there are plenty of actors who want to do their art and want to play the role, but at the same time, it's sort of like they don't necessarily know how to be a star in the world. Even though you would think somebody with a Leo rising, that's definitely what they would want. So I'm curious to see his moon sign. Oh, and I see he has a Cancer moon. It's all in the comments.
Yep.
28 degrees, the precision. This is amazing. Oh my goodness.
Amazing. So a Cancer moon makes you incredibly emotional because it's a water moon. And also, I love the fanning. I feel like we're there at the gala while it's all happening.
I'm fanning over the Cancer moon. I can just feel the wave of emotion. Oh,
I love the theatrics. So good. And you guys, someone who has a Cancer moon is like very, very emotional, very kind, very sensitive and sweet. Wow, he has a layered birth chart. He has layers. He has deep emotional needs, even though you may not always be able to see that. I think the mystery with him is the Aquarius sun and then the Leo rising. So you're like, wait, is he this extroverted guy that I can joke around with? Oh, but then I saw him the other day and he was being really like contemplative and kind of being shy or didn't want to talk. So I don't know. And then, he's also really sensitive and I feel like I can talk to him about anything. So he's got like a lot of layers. This is someone who's a thinker and a feeler. This is not someone who's light and breezy. He has a lot of really deep thoughts, a lot of plans for his future, a lot of existential, figuring out where he is in the world That kind of makes sense with what the cards have been saying too.
Can I
What do
say
you think about a
something
Cancer moon?
as a sun Aries, a Gemini moon? I feel like Cancer moons, I feel like they can be like Taylor Swift, to your point, Gunyar. You can be a poet and a master of expressing emotions in, the written word, song, or even a performance, but also like on a day-to-day thing, sometimes they can kind of stew in their emotions and be very emo, for lack of a better expression, and you're just sort of like,
For sure.
if you're looking at somebody who may be a Cancer moon and it doesn't resonate with you, you might be like, oh, they're in a funk, like what's that about? And they may not be interested in communicating the who, what, when, where, why, or how of it, because they're too busy feeling it.
Yes. I think that is so true. Like so well said. The Cancer like crab shell, it's like they can be really deep and like you said, it having like an emo spell or something. But sometimes when they're the most emotional and vulnerable, they'll put the Cancer crab shell up and they'll like go into the shell to protect themselves. And so that mixed with any Aquarius placements, which can also be a little bit sometimes distant, like Aquarians distance themselves at times just so they can continue to function. That's a whole different topic. But so if you have someone who distances themselves when they get overwhelmed, and then they also have the crab shell up, there's like a whole well of emotions, a whole lot going on that you don't see, that you don't know about. So interesting, Laura. I love how you put that. Yeah. Okay, what are you guys saying? Okay, is he thinking about breaking up this year? Okay, so I pulled a couple cards while Laura was talking just to have them ready for the breakup thing. I got the Six of Cups, which is soulmate energy. And then I got the Page of Swords. I know. Yes. When talking about a breakup,
I'm confused.
Yes, it is. I think he is too. Okay. So this one card, the Six of Cups, this is like soulmates. This is like, oh my gosh, this is my person. Leora, it's like you're with this person and you're like, this could be the one. But then when you have this Page of Swords, this is an immature energy. Is Antonia younger than Luke? Because sometimes this can represent, this is so weird. These cards were like, someone came up with them like a long, long time ago in France, like with like I think they're like the 1700s, they're like invented. And so there's some weird little things, but they do stick out in my mind. And so Page of Swords can correlate to someone who has like dark hair and is younger. That sounds so funny, but like they all have little descriptors. So if you're really trying to figure out who is this person that I'm reading about, like who is the other person I'm getting cards on, sometimes you can go back to like the ancient, theories. And if we look at that, I mean, she does have dark hair. She's certainly smaller than him. I don't know if she's younger than he is, but this could represent her being, this is like immature communication. This could also be someone who is doing things to potentially sever the relationship. Think about what a sword does, it cuts. If you're asking about breakups. Interesting. What do you think, Leora, about that combo?
I think there's like a little bit of, it's just a lot of, I think when I think of Page of Swords, it's like more anxious energy.
Okay, so you take
and maybe there is sort of like a flightiness and can't be pinned down, and maybe I'm not sure if that speaks to the relationship, like two people as a couple, or again that Cancerian moon, the internal emotions. So I'm not sure which one it is.
Okay, interesting. Karen says, I think A is only 25. Green says, yes, they have an 8-year age gap. He's older than her. Okay, interesting. Interesting,
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
Gunier says, oh, so he thinks she is destroying their relationship. From his point of view, I can see why he thinks that. So that's one potential interpretation. Yes, I mean that is one way to interpret the Page of Swords coming up with the Six of Cups. This could be, someone acting in ways that are maybe, like Leora said, could just be anxious and flighty, which that can send mixed signals to somebody, right? Especially a Cancer moon who's sensitive, maybe needs more reassurance at best. And then worst case, another way to interpret it would be someone who maybe, swords are communications. That's messages. That's what you say to people. If you're acting a little bit immature and you're feeling a little bit insecure with the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups reversed, I don't know. One way to look at it is someone who is maybe saying things that are not great in the relationship, just not communicating in a way that's always the best. That's one way to look at it. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. We don't know that that's what's going on, but yeah, I mean, I definitely interpret this as confusion and the potential for a lot of changes here. Also, the potential for, but also there's a lot of love here. So I think that's part of the confusion. It's almost like when you're with someone that you really care about, but it just doesn't feel right. That's kind of what I get just overall from these cards. What are your thoughts, Laura?
Yeah, I definitely think there's strong feelings, right? So
Right.
it's not about like a clean, like if we're talking about breakups, this is not a I'm done.
Right. Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like there's a lot of struggle with processing feelings, thinking about maybe the future, whether that's immediate future, also reflecting upon the past at the same time. So it's all kind of being processed. And I don't know if that's just a Cancerian moon thing, or a birthday thing.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Could be either. Can we take a look at what Nicola's deep down feelings are towards Luke? So I pulled this card while I was listening to Leora here and got the Nine of Pentacles. This is her energy overall. Nicola is in a Nine of Pentacles vibe. If you look at this person, they're sipping a mimosa. They have a chair made of pentacles. 9 is about transformation. She was also born on the 9th. She's a 9 energy. And I will tell you, from experience, as someone also born on the 9th with 9 energy, when we're in our own element, doing our own thing, like we can just be in bliss, just doing that, whatever that thing is. So I feel like she is in a really good place. She's kind of like in her Zen moment right now. I feel like she's almost not thinking about Luke. She's thinking about and concentrating on herself, which makes a lot of sense given that he is in this serious relationship. I get the feeling that it's like that's on a shelf. It's like if you were to ask her, what do you think about him? She would probably give you an answer like something polite, like, oh, he's a great friend or whatever. I think deep down, she like, doesn't think about him. I think she's really thinking about herself right now, which is where she's at in life. And that makes sense. What do you think, Leora?
I agree. And I feel like the other thing I know about 9, and I think maybe the 9 of Pentacles, is it's really about prioritizing yourself over partnership. So I feel like she probably feels very stable and kind of happy, whether she's in her own bubble, kind of being self-reliant at this time. That's the vibe I get for entertainment purposes only.
I love it. Okay, Nelly says in the last reading you said Antonia didn't trust Luke. Okay. Well, I certainly have gotten the Page of Swords more than once for her. And I feel like the Page of Swords, like when I don't know if some of you guys may still be in your 20s, maybe, maybe not, but I remember when I was in my 20s, I was much more insecure in relationships. I kind of think that's a normal rite of passage. You're sort of like learning about yourself, learning about relationships. What do you think, Leora? Do you think you were in your 20s more insecure about relationship stuff?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel
Right?
like in your 20s, you barely know who you are. So much
Exactly.
less
Exactly.
about relationships, about,
Right.
being with someone else. So I feel like that's kind of part of maybe something you were speaking to earlier. Was that, gosh, I can't remember what card you pulled right now. There was an immaturity.
Yes. I think it was this
So it
Page of
just could
Swords
it just
again.
it could be it just could be poor communication due to someone's immaturity, and it's not necessarily immaturity in age, like chronological age, but also it could be like emotional intelligence and communication. So that could be
Mhm.
it as well. That could be part of it.
That could be part of it. Um, yeah, I think you're right. And everybody develops at different, at different stages. And, there are a lot of times where you're just not the right fit for somebody and vice versa. And it doesn't mean anybody's bad or wrong, but like, it's like you got to make sure the glove fits, to bring it back to Bridgerton. And not every hand fits every glove, right? So it's like you just have to find your perfect fit. And so with Luke and Antonia, if there's a mismatch there, um, there could be like with the emotional intelligence, especially if, since you guys said she's 8 years younger than him. I mean, gosh, that is different. He's had a little more time to learn about relationships and what he needs and wants, and maybe she's sort of figuring some stuff out still about what she needs. And yeah, I think that the cards are really pointing that out in multiple readings, which is worth noting. Okay. Gunyar wants to know, can we also look at what Nick's deep down feelings are about Jake? Sure. What does Jake feel and think about Luke? Okay, let's see. Now, Leora, do you know anything about Jake? What is his last name again, you guys? I forgot. He's an actor as well who is dating Nicola Coughlan. Do you know about this man? Nicola's deep down feelings.
Jake Dunn.
Okay. Yes.
And they do have a 13-year age gap, and he is 25 and Nicola is 39.
So he's the same age as Antonia. So both Luke and Nick are dating significantly younger people. Oh, okay. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. I'm actually pretty surprised by this, especially because we got that she was in her Nine of Pentacles energy. Nine of Swords in reverse is like having a lot of anxiety about a situation and then overcoming it somehow. So I don't know if, this tells me that there is some sort of stress that's been present in their relationship as well. I think being an actor, two actors in a relationship, two people having to travel, kind of crazy schedules. You hear a lot of people talk about how hard that is. I wonder if that could be part of it. Not with the Nine of Swords, but in reverse, this is saying that like she's overcome that, or they've overcome that anxiety and stress, probably in large part due to her just focusing more on herself and not letting things bother her as much. What do you think about that one, Leora? That's interesting. Nine of Swords, but in reverse.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting, because it could be something that's sort of more positively aligned, like she's, because it is reversed, it could be that she's moving away from that self-doubt and really kind of going into,
Yeah.
I don't know, being more self-reliant, and you can do that even while you're in a relationship too. So
Totally.
that
Well,
could be part of it. I'm not sure. That's really interesting though.
mm-hmm. Okay, then I'm going to put you on the spot with this one, Leora. Because to clarify that, we got the Eight of Swords, which is feeling like you're in a prison. Looking at your relationship, Eight of Swords, like you put yourself into a prison, could be like feeling trapped in the relationship, but it's like a prison of your own mind. Like you can get out if you want, but you feel kind of trapped. That is interesting. Lots of complicated feelings, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Lots of complicated feelings.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great because it seems like I think with that it's like you're unable to take action usually. You're, prison of your own mind or your own making and you just can't move forward.
Mm-hmm. And Three of Pentacles in reverse to talk about that. Have they tried to work on something together? Like, I wonder if they tried, since they're both actors, have they tried to work on or produce a project together? If anyone's heard of that, let us know. Because the Three of Pentacles in
Yeah.
reverse, this is like a plan to work with someone or something having to do with coworkers or colleagues. In reverse is saying it's not going well or it didn't work out. That might be where the stress is coming from. Did they try?
Huh.
Did they try to do something together?
I'm not sure if yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything public. Maybe our tea timers here know, but
Okay. Come
I
on,
feel
tea
like
timers.
that's not uncommon, especially if you're both, Hollywood actors. You might try to be
Yeah.
putting something together and put it out into the world, but
They
there's a
did get
lot of
short
times where
film.
that just doesn't work out for a variety of reasons.
Right. Yes. It's really hard to get something off the ground like that. It also came out in other readings that one of them, most likely Jake, is sweeping problems under the rug and ignoring them. That's never a good idea. Never good. Oh, this is not okay, Nicola. Yes, Gunnar. Can we also look at what does Jake feel and think about Luke? Many people think that he is jealous of him. Okay, we'll do that one. And then after that, Leora and I are going to finish up with a couple of thoughts on Bridgerton season 4. Just kind of whatever, drop our thoughts and then I think wrap it up. But okay, let me see. What does Jake allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, feel about Luke?
I can't wait.
Oh my gosh. Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you're gonna need the fan for this one, Leora. You
Wow.
guys, look at this. So this is, of course, the very phallic symbol. And in reverse, this is basically saying he's a problem. Okay, he's a problem in his love life. So that's interesting. That's a really interesting card to get. It's like he feels like there could be a threat because of a passionate magnetism. Which, okay, if you guys, which I know you did, watch the carriage scene. If you even just saw the scene of the recent carriage scene in season 4, I mean, there is a lot of like passion. They do have great on-screen chemistry. Yeah, bring out the fan. I need my fan. Like they have a lot of on-screen chemistry, right? So that is something you can't fake. We've all seen actors and actresses in on-screen relationships where there's no chemistry and you're like, oh my god, but they have the chemistry. And then you guys mentioned that Luke said he kind of gets into the character for a little bit and it's hard for him to separate himself. I mean, okay, so I think Jake Dunn, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, feels a little bit threatened, Ace of Wands, when it comes to the passion and the chemistry, which I don't blame him. I mean, can you blame the guy? That would be so awkward and upsetting to see. It just would be. Even though he's an actor and it's professional, it just would feel weird, I think, if you're a human being. Your thoughts, Leora?
Yeah, I agree, but I can only imagine for entertainment purposes only that, a third party is living rent free in your mind, in your relationship. So that definitely could impact all the other cards that you had pulled tonight.
What? Okay, Gunnar just reminded me. He said, remember that Luke felt Ace of Wands toward him? He wished success to him, but Jake doesn't have good intentions about him. Oh, okay. So they might be having some weird, like, karmic connection type of energy between those two guys. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah, wow.
That's interesting that we would, for one, we would get this card for the relationship going one way, and then we get it in reverse for the thoughts going the other way. That's interesting. Thank you, Gunnar. That is wow. I feel like that's just confirmation. Okay. Can we finally look at, does Jake think that Luke will be with Nicola at some point? Okay, we'll end on that one because that one is very spicy. And we can't just stop at the Ace of Wands reverse. I mean, come on. Something's going on there.
No, that was a
on.
big card to pull. Yeah.
That was a big card to pull. Especially with the mutual wand card for both, you know, on both sides. One had a past reading date. Okay, more simply, can we look at, does Jake think that Luke will be with Nicola at some point? Okay. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Does Jake think that at some point Luke and Nicola may get together? Oh, this card like jumped, so we're gonna take this one. The Knight of Pentacles. Remember how we got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse earlier for Luke? Well, the Knight of Pentacles, this is my slow and steady wins the race card. This is like the long game. This is a yes energy for sure.
Is this a slow burn?
Yeah, this is the slow burn card, Laura. So the answer is yes. And he feels like it could be the kind of thing where, oh, these people have been friends for years, and then suddenly they're both single at the same time and they get together. So this is the guy that he's worried about deep down, which gives him Ace of Wands reverse feelings. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He thinks there could be a day when it does happen. Like, he wouldn't be surprised at all if they broke up and then, you know, the next relationship she got into was with Luke. He would be like, yeah, I could have told you that was going to happen at some point. That's kind of the fear and the feeling. That's got to be tough. That has got to be really tough. Let's see. Karen says, I'm sure the 8 feels the same way between Luke and Nicola, right? How could you not? How could you not? So Luke lives rent-free in Nicola's mind. Oh, I love this idea, Leora. What is this, a confirmation? Gunyar, I love how you're narrating this. If your partner thinks that you are going to be with someone else at some point, yeah, it is definitely going to happen. Do you think that Jake is incredibly intuitive? I will say this. There was a time in high school. I have a reference for this. There was a time in high school where I had this boyfriend, and I was like, and I could tell this other girl really liked him, but like she acted like she said she didn't or whatever, and he said, oh, he doesn't like her or whatever. And it was that classic case when we broke up. It was like 6 months later, and who was together? Those two. And who got married, by the way? Those two. So I mean, good for them, right? They end up getting married though, so you can feel it when it's a strong energy. I think you can feel it for sure. How crazy is that, though, you guys? Couldn't be me. Happy to see you guys. Sorry. Okay, that was petty. My Scorpio moon sometimes comes out. Okay, Leora, have you ever experienced anything like that where you could, like, you know, where it's the embodiment of that? It's always the one they tell you not to worry about type thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't think I can think of like, I've seen it for friends. I've probably seen it for myself, but I'm not remembering anything as
She's a Gemini moon. She's
really big as you're talking about, where like
Gemini moons don't hold on to it. Scorpio
if I
moons
see some
never forget. Just kidding.
Yeah, if I see somebody has like kind of like, oh, they're on to the next thing, I'm already out. I'm like, okay, great, bye-bye. I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah, Aries sun and a Gemini moon. She's gone. You're never gonna see another trace. There's just like
and
dust
Aries
in her wake.
Aries Venus also.
Oh yeah. Bye. They're like, wait, let's talk. And she's already like down the block. Never to be heard from again. And me, Virgo sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio Venus. I'm like picking my little sad rose petals. I'm like, maybe I should rethink this. Like, it's a curse, but we press on, guys. And then eventually you get married to another Scorpio moon. No, I'm sorry. He's a Virgo moon, Scorpio Venus. And then you finally are like, okay, now I can be understood. So it's great. It all works out.
Oh, that's beautiful. But I know
It's
you've
a
done your
good match.
synastry too. I think you have that on your Patreon, right?
I do. Yes, I do. Yes. Yeah, we have a really good synastry. I love the sun moon connection between couples because I always feel like that's super nice and helpful. Not a have to have, but it does help a lot because then you feel more understood. Okay. Jake is also Aquarius like Luke. What? Gunyar, I did not know that. And born on February 12th. Ooh, a 3 energy Aquarius. Hmm. He's a That's a very okay. 3 is like emotional. It's also highly creative and highly sociable. So he's probably a lot more social than Luke in certain ways, just on the outside. Um, is he more of an extrovert? I don't know much about Jake Dunn, but very interesting that they're 2 Aquarians, and she's a Capricorn. You tend to not really. I mean, you don't see that a ton where 2 signs are right next to each other. A lot of the time I don't see that like clicking. Although, wait, I say that and never mind. I'm a Virgo married to a Libra, which is right next to each other. So never mind. Forget that theory. I just think that's so I know. Destroying my own theories right and left. I just think that that's interesting though. The 2 Aquarians. She attracts them like flies to honey. Okay, Gunyard, this one's for you. I'm also Gemini moon and Taurus sun. Same Leora. I can't take the kind of stress when my partner is into someone else. Ugh. Yeah, if your partner's into someone else, why? My God. I need a fan for that. Horrible. Yeah. No way. Nicholas Aquarius rising up
I
and
get it.
Abigail
I
just
totally
cleared it
feel
up.
that.
Yeah. Just cleared it up. Abigail, thank you for the Astro
Wow.
Tea. That was the Astro Tea truth we just needed. So Aquarians are all, just about always attracted to Aquarius risings because there's a soul resonance there. Even if it's just on a friend level, they're going to be attracted. So it makes a lot of sense that she has such a close affinity to Luke and they play on-screen lovers so well. And then her real life boyfriend also is an Aquarius. Well, the good thing is she's definitely understood and appreciated by those people, so that's nice. Okay, Gunyar likes your theory, Leora, that Luke and Nicola are very slow burn. They've known each other since 2019. Well, slow and steady wins the race, according to what Jake's theory is. So we shall see what happens. You guys, thank you so much for all of your great questions. That was really fun. It's always nice to spill a little tea, especially on Luke's birthday. But, I hope he has an amazing birthday. I know you guys do too. Sending him love, sending all of our Aquarius friends love, of course. And Leora, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about with Bridgerton with season 4 that you didn't get to touch on yet before we go? Any final Bridgerton thoughts?
I feel like we covered so much.
We covered a lot of ground.
I can't
We did.
remember if there was anything that we left out. Yeah, I just feel like I'm really excited for the part 2 drop to see
So excited.
where it goes with, I mean, all of our couples, right? But I know there's some drama that's going to really unfold and kind of rock the ton, if you will. So it'll be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait. I'm most looking forward to Lady Araminda when she moves next to, well, I think allegedly, I believe she'll be moving next to the Bridgerton family to try to I don't know, just unleash some evil plot. And I can't wait to see her get her comeuppance. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. And the love story, of course, between the two. I can't wait for them to no spoilers here. I feel like maybe some people haven't watched the whole thing yet. So, but yeah, I can't wait for everything to work out. Let's just say that. A nice, happy ending. So there's a lot of suspense building up to it. Agreed. Okay, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Gunyar says that was really great, Britt and Leora. Aw, thank you, Gunyar. Thank you guys so much
Thank
for spending the tea with us. We had fun. And thank you for giving us the placements. Yes, work that fangirl. I love it. Okay, we love you guys so much. I will see you again in a very Well, very, very shortly, because I have some other videos coming out. If you guys are patrons or members, expect a video tomorrow. More Bridgerton tea is going to be our, what did you say? Tessa says slow and steady, sturdy wins the race. Okay, Tessa, like that. Thank you, Tessa. Yeah, so more Bridgerton tea for patrons and members. So if you haven't joined that yet and you want to, and you're into all of the Bridgerton drama, be sure that you guys join so you can watch those. Yeah, and then in the meantime, Leora and I have another live stream that we'll be doing at the end of February, and we're also going to do another video for part 2. So yeah, stay subscribed and keep your eyes here, and then also follow Leora on her channel. Leora, tell them where to go for you, and whatever you want to say. Any announcements?
You can find you can find me. My podcast is What's Your Skincare Routine? You can find me here on YouTube. My handle is Leora Luciano, and I'm at Leora on Instagram and at What's Your Skincare Routine on Instagram as well.
So good. Okay, guys, love you. Have a great night or a great day if you're on the other side of the world. All right, big hugs. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging out.